Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm back, I'll probably be in Texas by the time this uploads. I'm going to convention, then patch launches next week. I should be back by patch day. Then raid launches the week after. I'm going to miss my first raid week because family time. Um, so that's going to kind of suck, but I'm essentially making this video to talk to you about what you need to do during the first couple weeks of 9.1. So when 9.1 launches, Season 2 won't be there. We will not have the new dungeon, we will not have the new raid, we will not have the new Mythic Plus affix or anything like that. It's still going to be Season 1, so you're still going to be getting 226 gear at most out of the vault. Now, here's the thing about that. What you want to do is have your characters ready, right? You can skip a lot of stuff on your alt, and people are like, if you skip your alt, you're going to miss out on this. Who cares? The answer is nobody. You want to have your legendary vessel that you need to recraft ready. So it's important that you realize you only have to do it on one character. Your alts can skip a majority of the story. You do want to max out your renown if you want to fly as soon as possible the following week when the raid unlocks, because flying makes some of the stuff a bit easier. I think the assaults start on week 1 as well, so you'll do the assault. You'll start getting that gear that you can use to upgrade to like 233. It's great alt catch up. And there are some people who have Twitch channels and YouTube channel who likes making videos, and they are being purposely dismissive of an issue that players have with the new domination gearing system, which is that we have to recraft legendaries. For example, I myself have to recraft my helm. I'm doing, actually don't. No, I actually do. Because in order to use that 3 set, that, wonderful 3 set for the overpowered freaking tier set knockoff, I have to have that helmet. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to start the patch. You'll be getting a Soul Ash anyway, so you can just recraft it later. Or Blizzard could not fuck over their own system and say, well, you have this meaningful choice until we don't want it to have meaning anymore because we're going to place in a knockoff. So... Let's see if we can. Let's see if I can do this. I actually had a preset set for this, but I didn't use it. So here, Mr. Soul So Breezy, the misinformation on recrafting legendaries is pretty wild. Wish I had a bigger platform, but I can say I tried. The response: I don't see how it's complicated enough for misinformation to spread. Like you said, yeah. Your behavior won't technically change, but it still feels bad. Because his entire argument is, actually, you'll just be doing the same thing you've been doing. Wrong. Here's why it's wrong. Because you're wrong. Buying a new 235 vessel feels like a waste of gold, simply because Blizz made a system that requires it. What this means is, for example, as a Windwalker monk, my best legendary is and will remain to be Invoker's Delight, which means that I have it in a helm slot right now. Even if I didn't have it in a helm slot, I think the only other slot that it can go into is legs. So that's 2 domination slots. So the actual complaint is that we have to upgrade legendaries? You know that's not the complaint. You know that's not the complaint, buddy, and you choose to act like, yeah, got him. No, the complaint is that Blizzard sold us on the legendaries and the covenants and everything being a meaningful choice. And then the first patch comes along, and because they don't want to, put in class tier sets, because they want to get away from that. They give us this domination set garbage, which is you socket these gems and you get a 3-piece based on the different types of gems. For example, if I have the helm, which drops off of an early boss, I get the best in slot 3 set. So I need to use that helm to activate that best in slot 3 set, which means I need to recraft my Invoker's Delight 3 set. Now, I don't know about you, Soul, but I haven't been grinding Torghast for weeks and weeks and weeks. So if your argument is going to be, well, you just don't have to use it until then, I call bullshit, because if you look at the Dungeon Journal, you can actually get a lot of domination gear very quickly. Which means that, hey, it's kind of an issue. And you know how I know it's an issue? Because Blizzard agrees with me. Because what they did is they set up a thing to be like, yeah, these are domination slots, so we're going to add an extra slot to be able to use to craft your legendary. So now I can craft it as a cloak. But the thing is, I shouldn't have to recraft my legendary. Or if you're going to make me recraft it, at least let me get a refund on the other legendary so it doesn't just sit in my fucking bags being useless. Right? Unless they do the same shit next tier, but they have, cloaks instead of helms. And people are comparing this, well, actually, this is just light tier sets. The gems aren't that powerful. They're powerful enough. Oh my god, you get 1.5% extra damage against an enemy? Yeah, 1.5% extra damage against an enemy is kind of overpowered when it's the base, and it's not the upgraded version of it, which I think can go up to 3% extra damage. I'm sorry that you don't realize that. I'm sorry that you don't realize that, 1%, that's kind of like versatility. And that's almost the exact same thing as Vantis runes. Like, essentially, if you upgrade that fully, I think you're getting an extra Vantis rune. But you're right, it's not that powerful. Oh my god, Leech isn't that powerful. Leech is actually really powerful on progress. Movement speed is really powerful on progress. I don't understand where you're coming with this. But, comparing that to tier sets is dumb. You want to know why? Because if it came down to having to get my 4 set out of what did we have? I'll just say we only had 5 pieces available. I'm pretty sure that Blizzard gave us 6 pieces because of the existing legendaries. They didn't just magically take my capacitor's chest piece and be like, hey, your capacitor is actually on a foot piece now. Thank us later. Right? What they did is they're like, okay, so you have a 4-piece. You only need 4 pieces. The 5th and 6th piece do nothing. Right? There's no extra socket. How about you just make it to where you can only equip 3 gems at a time? Right? Why not do that? There you go. I just fixed the system. I fixed the problem. But no, we can't have that, because you see, the 3 set that they have is really dumb, because it requires you to have a headpiece that triggers it, or a chest piece that triggers it, or a shoulder piece that triggers it. It's not just from having 3 of the same kind of gem. Also, you have to upgrade them, you have to do a bunch of other bullshit. This is the replacement for tier sets, and you have Soul here being like, you have misinformation. No, bitch, it's not misinformation. It's a valid concern. You know how I know it's a valid concern? Because everyone except for you is bringing it up. Like, actually, it's not. You're not changing your behavior. Yeah, I am. I'm changing my behavior. I have over the last couple weeks. You know what I've been doing? I had to buy a piece so I could recraft my Lego, which is gold, which is essentially money, and time. And then I had to run Torghast, which is time. I haven't ran Torghast since I capped my 235. Why? Because there was no need to run Torghast. Right? There was no point in it. When the new legendaries came out, it's like, you need Soul Cinders, you don't need Soul Ash. So it's like, okay, well, I can't get Soul Cinders until the next until the next patch anyways. And now like, oh hey, here's Domination gear. You know how I know Blizzard hasn't thought this system through either, Soul? Because on the iteration before the most recent one we had, you could get up to like 7 or 8 freaking gem sockets. So you would, and the 3-piece was not connected to a certain piece. So you could have 2 3-pieces at one time. They're going through a lot of effort just to not make tier sets. And it's stupid. And you're defending it and you're like, actually, it's not that bad. No, it's a stupid system. It is. It is a stupid system. And people are like, oh, content creators are only overly negative. No, this content creator in specific, this content creator right here, along with Taliesin and Nevitel, will fucking just eat shit out of a bowl if they think that it will get them, better clout with Blizzard. And this whole thing, oh, I wish I had a bigger platform, but I can say I tried. The reason why you don't have a bigger platform is because of what you do. Right? That is it. It's because of your videos, and you're like, oh, actually, it was no. I remember you when you were smaller, Soul. You were terrible. You were terrible. You're still terrible. You suggested that they redo the leveling system and instead just keep scaling people back down to 50 every expansion. That's stupid. It was a stupid take on that, and guess what? You have a stupid take here too. And it's, oh my god, it's infuriating. Because what you're doing is you're saying, actually, all the people that have legitimate concerns are wrong. And I know this because, trust me. And it's like, fuck off. You know what? This video was originally just supposed to be me being like, hey, here, do this in 9.1. But you won't need to worry about that. Because Soul's so breezy, he's going to have like 10 videos on it. Bellular's going to have videos on it. Taliesin and Evitel's going to have videos on it. Everyone and their mother's going to have videos on it. And this douchebag is like, actually, you're wrong. I don't see why people are so upset. You know what? Fuck it, Soul. Hey, look at that! Really? Dude? There you go. Right there. See? That feels bad. See? That feels bad. See? I don't think anyone's worried about 9.2. See, you're talking about 9.2 and not 9.1. Base Piece and Soul Cinders. I feel like you don't realize something, you fucking idiot. You're an ass. You're an ass. So week 1 you're going to be able to get, plus 2060 Soul Ash. Recrafting legendaries rank 6s. I don't think you realize.
You're going to have to get what you need to make those base pieces, and well, you're going to have enough.
So, dumbass. 1 second. I need to calm down. My dog needs to calm down. No. So, this dude is being purposely misleading. He's like, actually, recraft the legendaries at rank 5. No, you won't. You're recrafting them now if you're smart, which required more farming because people have known about this. Because you're, like, getting ready for it, which is what I did. However, I only have, like, 3,000 because fuck Torghast. And also my schedule. So it's like, actually, you can get 2,060 a week now. Like, yeah, you can. So it's still going to be over 2 weeks just to remake the same fucking piece of gear that you've been using. Right? This isn't something that feels good, and I feel like he's ignoring that fact on purpose. And he purposely started with recrafting legendaries at rank 6. No one cares about rank 6. No one cares about rank 5. The fact that you have to remake it at rank 4 just to be there, dude. It sucks. I love my dog, but he's a pain in the ass. They might spike in demand. They have spiked in demand, and they've also spiked in price. Guess what? It's 50k that I shouldn't have had to spend because Blizzard's like, actually, you need to do this. And also, it's more time in Torghast that I shouldn't have had to spend because, you know what? It's a shitty system. And I don't have the sound on because I don't... Right there. Our behavior won't change. Are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb? Yeah, I know. We're going to be getting Soul Cinders from Torghast anyway, so we're already going to do Torghast. Yeah, I get that. It's obvious. The thing is, though, Soul, it feels bad. Right? It feels bad. A system should not make the player feel bad for its pure existence. Right? As, you know, you should know this. You should know this. And I have his voice turned off because I can't stand it when people speed up their voice. It's like, oh, blame Twitter limits for the speed. Yeah, or you could just, you know, compact it, but you don't want to because you try to like talk and make people feel bad for feeling bad. Yeah, our behavior won't change. So the system that makes people feel bad, yeah, it's fine. No, fuck you, dude. It's a system that like essentially takes what Blizzard marketed to you as meaningful choice and then decides to be like, yeah, remember that meaningful choice? You gotta redo it. You gotta redo it. So go do that. It's dumb. And you start off, well, people think that this might be a problem in 9.2. I doubt it will. I doubt it will, because Blizzard comes up with fixes to systems too late, but not so late in the expansion that it won't matter. Right? Like, in 8.2, what was the solution to Azerite gear and the Azerite farm? Guess what? You know what it was? Because I remember what it was. It was don't add anything. Right? They stopped adding stuff to the gear, except for very specific, like, neutral buffs that weren't even class specific. So they took a system and they dumbed it down. That's what they're going to do with this. And you should be like, oh, hey, this is what's going to happen. But you're like, why are you angry? You suck, dude. You really do. And it's just... It pisses me the fuck off when I see people doing this. And... you're awful. You're like, I talked myself out of wanting a solution. More on this in a bit. Yeah, you talk yourself out of wanting a solution because you listen to your own bullshit. Right? I want to sit down with the WoW developers, and I want to have a chat with them. Right? That's what I would do, personally, is be like, why did you make this system? Okay, do you see how this system feels bad? What you would do is, why do you make this system? How are the people who say that it feels bad wrong? Like, fuck, dude. This hurts my soul, man. But, whatever. I said what I needed to say.